Square it. Yes! Get in! That's onside. Garnacho, 2-1. Game on. That won't be offside. Come on. 2-1.
I was exactly the same. Every goal we scored yesterday, I went straight to it. Was it offside? Was it offside? Panicking because we were offside. So we were in Zagi FC yesterday.
Manchester United. We're back. We're back.
Go! 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 I love that guy. Hit the like button, by the way, people, and subscribe.
Square ball. Garnacho, 2-1. 2-1. Come on.
Let's put the cross.
You know what I love about that? We're playing well. We scored. I hope nothing changes. I know exactly what he was thinking at that moment.
In Bruno. Oh, go high. Garnacho. Gatton! 2-2. Come on, star boy.
Gatton. One of my favorite things about watching Goldbridge is what I call his bungle voice. Gatton. What was that, Zippy? It does sound like somebody from Rainbow.
We're back in it. I told you. Don't be bloody writing Ten Hag's a fraud. Don't be writing him off. And do not be enjoying this. It's Christmas. It's Christmas.
It is Christmas, and you can enjoy it. The jury's still out, though. The jury's still out on Ten Hag.
Yes! What a wonder boy! Come on! He's trying to get Goldbridge again!
Travel.
Let's have a look.
No heavy touches. Well done.
Oh, in the box.
Garnacho.
Shoot!
Yes! He's done it, KG!
Oh! Let's go!
Who's breathing down the mic like that? Who's breathing down the mic like that? It's like a sex pest. Huh?
It is! It's Rasmus! It's bloody Rasmus! Gatton! Rasmus!
Hang on. Why is the winning goal quite a celebration? He's kind of doing that. I'm shouting, but I'm also whispering. Maybe his kids went to bed. I don't know.
Rasmus! It's Christmas 2023. Get in and sit down. Get in.
Get in and sit down. I don't know what it means. But it's funny. Let's go.
Oh, I had to wait. Get in.
We all had to wait. It was such a relief when he scored, weren't it? It was such a relief. It stops the memes, it stops the nonsense, and we can move on. But isn't it funny though? Have you noticed how not the Man United fans, I'm talking about the trolls online, right? And maybe that's why, because they're trolls, but they were Man United fans have been angry with Rasmus for not scoring in the Prem. He scores in the Prem. And now they're crying. Now they're angry. Now they're frustrated that he celebrated. They actually believe that you shouldn't celebrate scoring the winning goal in a massive Boxing Day Premier League game when you're playing well. These men are miserable. I want to say this. I have no idea what Gamster says. I've got no idea of any of those words. But you know what I love about football? This is the beauty of this game. Is that I understood everything he said. I don't know verbatim the words he's using, but we feel it. He's Man United. He's Man United through and through.
Blah, 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 blah.
It's very, very lucky that they got away with that because first.
Very lucky they got away with it. Oh, he's very lucky they got away with it. We just played brilliantly in that second half. There are still elements to criticise. First thing here, ex-Liverpool, ex-Arsenal pennant, they're very lucky they got away with it. No, we played well. And genuinely, we've won some games in the last year where we didn't play well and we scraped it. And I still felt angry after the game. But that second half performance is a benchmark. It is a standard bearer. And it's something that Man United should be praised for.
Off, it could have been possibly 3, maybe 4.
Oh, yeah, they were brilliant, Villa.
Evans, cleared one off the line.
Yes, he did.
More or less, that would have been put in 3, and that could have been game dead and buried.
But it wasn't, was it? What about the chances we had that we didn't take? This is the thing when you play that game. What if the goalkeeper actually comes off his line and catches the first cross? You can do woulda, coulda, shouldas. But come on, a little bit of praise. I know. And you see the beginning of this clip, they talk about how massive their show was going to be if Man United lose. That's why they're bitter. The viewing figures won't be as high. Maybe they get pay-per-view. I don't know what the way it works at TalkSport, but the bitterness is crazy. It's crazy.
Coming into the second half, 3-0 down, there's minimal.
We weren't. Why are you talking about it?
Hope of getting anything from that game. But going into, got an early goal.
Everyone disallowed as well, which gave them real hope.
Yeah, and then scoring straight away again to get the goal in early on it literally changed it on its head. And like I said, those two performances were night and day. That's the kind of Man United first half that they've been giving out, all season.
But Jeremy, it was so different.
But second half was a Man United performance.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, fair play for praising it, but it was. And still I'm seeing people overcomplicate it. It was because there was tempo and work rate. Rio Ferdinand, I'm not calling Rio Ferdinand out here, but I stand by this. He often talks about, I don't want to hear about working hard. That should just be part of what you do. But that's because Rio was from a Man United era where hard work was a prerequisite. It never really had to be discussed because it was there. Once you remove that hard work, no amount of coaching, no amount of systems, no amount of quality players will fix your club. The reason that Pep and Klopp's systems work, the reason that Man United, when we were in our heyday, worked is because of our work, is because of our tempo and our work rate. Man United in their second half worked hard, stayed disciplined, and put in a performance. But it's hard to do that every single week. It's hard for the manager to motivate his players to do it every week when the culture at a club is bad. It's as simple and as straightforward as that for me.
About the title race. Paul, quick chat on what we saw as we were leaving the Soccer Saturday studio on Saturday. It was well underway between Liverpool and Arsenal. In terms of the end results, 1-1 in the end, was that a fair reflection of the game?
I think Liverpool might think they should have shaded it in the second half, but I thought it was a proper game of football, end to end, both teams wanting to win, played at an electric pace. Yeah, I just thought it was an amazing game. I thought Arsenal started very well, it's got in front. And Liverpool sort of got back into the game, but Arsenal are a different team now. They learnt a lot last season, and putting Declan Rice in there has took them to an absolute another level, in my opinion. I think massive. Well, I think they go on and win it now. My mate Perry keeps on, was at the start of the season, Arsenal win the league, and I was thinking, nah, this could be their problem. The left back.
But what's convinced you that they're going to win it this time?
Because I think they would have rolled over 2 years ago and got beat 4 or 5 at Liverpool, and they didn't. They hung in there, and I think they maybe could have nicked it if they'd have picked the right pass. Saka maybe and Martinelli could have finished that chance, but that's poor defending. That's my worry.
Paul Merson there thinks Arsenal, that Liverpool performance, at Liverpool when they got a draw, but the way they remained resolute, the way they got through that game, that for him is the catalyst for his mind change. That Arsenal can win the league. What do you all make of that? And I say that because a lot of people online basically stated if Liverpool don't win, it's a sign that they cannot win the league. Paul Merson here, not everybody's cup of tea, not everybody agrees with his opinion. Some people do, some people don't, but it's an opinion. And I want to gauge your feelings around it, your opinions on it, what you think. Was that game, was that draw at Anfield a sign that Arsenal Football Club are now ready to win the Premier League? For me, I think they can win it. Of course they can win it. There's no doubt in my mind that Arsenal can win this Premier League. But so can Liverpool this season. And the favourites are still Manchester City. And Arsenal, I'll put Arsenal second favourites, Liverpool third favourites. And it's all very minute. I don't necessarily think well, drawing away at your title rivals and beating them at home is generally speaking been a recipe that can lead to you being title winners. So in that regard, yes, I think Paul Merson is right. However, Arsenal need to invest again in January, in my view, and they just need to maintain their composure when you get towards that last 10 games. But of course, in my opinion, they can win the league. I'd love to get understand what you think and what you feel.
How dare you?
Now about the officiating in the game. Listen, referees do me head because I want to talk about footy players. We pay we pay to watch football because football players are brilliant at their job.
Yeah.
They're the best in the world. They're fantastic. And they give us so much entertainment. So the skill and everything about football is just magic. I absolutely fucking love it. I love watching Liverpool all the time. The fact that we have to constantly talk about officiating in games now, I'm not saying, and listen, some people disagree, and I get it, and you're probably in the comment section, I slag me off. Like, I don't think there's any corruption in it. I
Agreed. There is zero corruption in it. There is no corruption, as in they're singling out a particular team. I don't think they're singling out a particular team. I don't. As in they're trying to stop them. What we do know is that they've literally, when it comes to like targeting Arsenal and Arteta for his behaviour and his profile, is true because the FA and the referees have admitted that. But I agree. I don't think there's a conspiracy to stop a particular team winning a league title or anything along those lines.
I just think they're rubbish. I just think they're rubbish. And for that, I want to talk about both goals here because there's a lot of people thinking on another day, if that Goodmanson header goes in and we draw 1-1, and we're thinking we've been absolutely diddled out of a couple of goals there. So let's talk about the process for both of them.
It's interesting, right? Liverpool fans felt they should have had a penalty against Arsenal. A number of ex-referees have agreed. I agree. I went and looked at the law. A slip doesn't negate that they should have had a penalty in that game. I felt that Gakpo's goal yesterday for Liverpool 110% should have stood. I don't see it as a foul from Darwin Núñez. There was a slight push in the back of Mo Salah that makes him offside, but I don't think the push is enough. Those kind of pushes are not given as fouls, so therefore it has to be offside. So I think that was the correct decision. But I've had a few this year that have gone against them, Liverpool, that have really damaged them, that have really hurt them. The only thing I'm going to call out, and I like the boys at Redmen, this isn't a dig at them per se, is I think you have to have this energy when you benefit from them as well. I've been talking about this for 5 years solid, and seldom do you see it. If Man City win later today and a bad decision goes in their favour, they'll be pretty quiet about it. If it goes the other way, they're going to make a lot of noise about it. I think the only way we tackle this is standing shoulder to shoulder, side by side. And if Man United lose to Liverpool, but there is a dodgy decision, I think Liverpool Football Club, and I mean fans, players, and the managers, should all come out with the same vim, the same aggression, the same venom as they would if the decision damaged them. And it goes against everything that's good about football. The tribalism is part of it and needed. But there comes a point where I think we have to drop that to help football. But the problem is, are there enough fans? And I talk about my own club and our fan base that are willing to go, do you know what? We got lucky today with the decision, and I'm going to stand up against it. I just don't know if there's enough people that are willing to do it. I'd love to know your thoughts. I'd love to know your feelings on that, people. Hit the like and the share button for us, though. Make sure you're subscribing. And you know what? I'll see you all again soon. Peace.